I'm Japo, I'm a cosplayer and a photographer.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Lyons. I work at Artifakes and I have been cosplaying since 2012.
I'm Tasha McKenzie, also known as Tasha Cosplay McKenzie, and I've been cosplaying since, 2012?
Yeah!
Helen Alice Cosplay.
I'm cosplaying as Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden.
My name is Leslie, Raffaelli Cosplay.
My name's Kenny, and from Kenny Cosplay Stuff.
My name is Mojo Jones. I am a nerdless dancer and a cosplayer.
My name is Emma. Online I go by Emma Langley Soryu, and I'm a cosplayer.
Okay, my name's Rio and I'm cosplaying a female Jecht from Final Fantasy X.
I got into cosplay because I really enjoyed sewing and my mum taught me it, so whenever we made anything together we really enjoyed it. So it sort of spiraled out from there and I just really love being the characters.
I got into cosplay because I do a similar hobby, which you have to dress up for, called live action role play. And I posted a picture of the Skyrim armour, which is
It's like a creepy guy
over
behind
there.
it. Yeah. This happens at conventions sometimes. Creepers.
But it's fine. We love them
It's
really.
okay. These are okay.
Nathan, you're ruining our shot.
Yeah, go
Get out
on.
of here. See, they're big teddy bears. Yeah, so I got into cosplay, so I put a costume of armour up, and they went, "Oh, that's cosplay." I went, "What's cosplay?" So I checked it out, and I went to a convention and loved it. So I went, "I have to bring my best friend," and now we do it all the time.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it properly. And my first cosplay was like Xena Warrior Princess. I always loved Xena. Yeah.
And I was a Red Sonja, sorry.
Yeah, and it was.
The thing that got me inspired into cosplaying is the characters in animes and in games especially.
Yeah, my stepdad owns a comic book shop, so I tend to go with him to help promote his shop. They're on a tour to get a bigger shop. So yeah, it's quite fun.
Well, I really wanted to go to a comic convention because I love comics, I love games, I love anime, so I wanted to go to one, but I didn't want to I didn't want to go not dressed up because I thought, oh, everybody else will be. So I went dressed up and I was like, oh, I actually quite like this, and then started dressing up more and more, and then just sort of come to every comic convention since.
This is my first year of cosplaying, so basically I've started last May 2013 was my first ever Comic Con, and I just fell in love with it, and I just thought I'm gonna go big, so I went big. Here I am.
I started getting into sort of like anime and things like that, and then I noticed online that people were dressing up as their favourite characters, and I thought, oh, that looks like fun. So I went to my first convention and dressed up and got into it that way.
I just like dressing up. So I like dressing up and acting like an idiot, and cosplay gave me the excuse to do that. Not enough of my friends threw fancy dress parties, and when they did throw fancy dress parties, I was always accused of being entirely overdressed. So conventions give me an opportunity to be entirely overdressed and not feel that way.
Do you know what?
Anyone.
It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what colour skin tone you have, it doesn't matter
What
what
size
you do
you
as a job,
are.
what size you are. If you enjoy a character and you want to express your fandom, do it.
Yeah, to be fair, even if you want to make up your own character of some
Yeah,
sort,
that's
do
totally-
it.
I would recommend cosplaying to everyone. It's literally something amazing.
It's the ability to feel not yourself, to feel comfortable. You can talk to people and you find out people have similar interests as you. So as soon as you don on a costume, you've automatically got a connection with someone that you would normally have a connection with.
It's basically dressing up.
Yeah,
for
dressing
adults.
up. And you know what? Cosplay is for everybody. Some people get a little bit intimidated because they think it's got to be perfect. Do you know what? If you're entering competitions and that's what you want to do, and it's got to be perfect, great. But also, you can just come in any
have
version you
fun.
want. You can make your own character. It's just to have fun and meet
Exactly.
really fun people and make friends.
Yes.
About 5 or 6 per year. That's about, every couple of months.
All of them?
Yeah. I try to go to one at least once a month, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I try to once
If
a
there's
month.
one on
If
every
there's
month.
one on,
Yeah.
To be honest, this is my first time to come into conventions. I was cosplaying for some time already, for like about 2 years, and well, it's something that I feel it's a really big hobby for me.
I've probably been to about 15 or more this year.
I go to the main ones in London because it's quite close to where I live, but I'm starting to go around the country. This is my first non-London con, so it's exciting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. But I'm going to have to cut back because of cost now.
I think I've been to about 12 this year, so I'm going to average it about 10 a year.
Cosplay can be very expensive, but again, it depends how much effort you want to put into a costume. Like this one's instance, the wig was only £20, the dress was £20, but
Your own sandals.
and then my own sandals. But then I've made costumes that were at least £2,000. So,
But she does do it for business purposes, so that's
Yeah.
why there would be more money involved. I mean,
exactly.
if you were just doing it for yourself and not for business purposes, if you've got loads of money, you can spend loads of money on
It's up to you how much
materials,
money you want to put
but
into
you
it.
don't have to. I mean, my Xena Warrior Princess actually only cost me in total, all the materials, about 30 quid. It's the time and effort to make it that really, really.
All I do is I
like,
suggest
hours.
if you're picking a character, pick one that you really like and love. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you'll be making the costume halfway through. You just won't want to continue because you'll be
Yeah,
just like,
because
kill me now.
yeah, sometimes it can take absolutely hours and hours and hours of painstaking painting, sewing, cutting, all
Crying.
your fingers will be bleeding. If it goes wrong, you've got to do it again. So yeah, do a character that you really love and it's worth it in the end.
I'd say do as much research as you can. Before each costume, I tend to do like a couple of weeks research, and that's a few hours every night to decide the best way to do it. So I look the best and I can do as much as I can.
It's been something that I wanted to do for a long time. Now that I've done it, I know what it is like, and I would love to go on more conventions, even out of country, if it's possible.
Basically, if you ever want to cosplay, find a character you like. It doesn't matter how small you are, short you are, tall you are, how big you are, how small you are. You know, it doesn't matter about your weight, it doesn't matter about size, ethnicity, anything. Just pick a character that you absolutely love and just go for it.
Just pretend you're confident, just act confident, be your character. I can be a dick all day. Can I say that? Oh, I can be a dick all day and no one will care because I'm in character. I'm Batman.
Just do it. Just do it. Just pick something you love. Pick something you actually care about. Because I don't have a problem with people that do cosplays of things they don't know. Because if you just like the way it looks, that's fine. But the amount of effort that you will have to put into something, the amount of times you will hate yourself and that costume, it really is only worth doing if you really love it and you're passionate about it. So pick something you love, work on it, do it to the best that you can, and then have fun. Just go out, have fun. Don't go off with an agenda. Don't try and be the best. Don't try and, get loads of photos and do all this and feel like you haven't been successful if you don't do that. Just wear the costume for the love of it and hang out with your friends and have a giggle.
Start off simple. Like, it's nice to be ambitious about making an amazing, large, maybe a massive prop, a big armour project, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's always better to start off simple and work your way up, because if you make a mistake, it can be quite frustrating and potentially expensive. So I always say if you're new to it, start off simple and just work your way up. It's always the best way to go. And YouTube, Google is your best friend for like anything cosplay related.
Just enjoy it, just have fun with it. Like, in terms of like making stuff, you could probably look online and get tutorials, stuff like that. Ask people what they're doing, and yeah, just have fun.
Yeah, I just had that before. Yeah. There was a guy in a Jedi outfit who came up to me and kind of like was like, "Can I have a photo?" So I said, "Okay." And then he put his arm like right here, and I was just like, "Can you let go, please?" And he was just like, "Why?" And I was like, "Please don't touch me." It's like, yes, I don't like people. I don't mind if people turn around and say, "Can I put my arm around you?" That's fine. But when you just touch me out of nowhere, I'm a bit like, "Ooh."
As a photographer, I would have, if a group of cosplayers was talking, I would never really interrupt. I'd stand aside until I was able to say, excuse me, can I just take some photos? If they didn't and they declined, I'd say thank you for your time and then leave. If someone was just stood at the side, I'd say, is it okay if I take some photos? I kind of stand by the rule, if your bum's on the floor, photos no more. And that's probably the best way to be.
Just to come up and ask, really. I mean, like, just maybe like introduce yourself, give them a card and say that I'm doing photos and things, and yeah, just approach, yeah.
I don't mind too much. Obviously, it depends what I'm wearing. Because if they can break it, I'm a bit like hug me gently, please.
If someone wants to take a picture of me and they want to like say, I want you in a certain position, as long as they say beforehand, is it okay to touch you? Like, because you know that if someone's going to ask you and take a picture, it's generally they're just going to turn your shoulder, lift your head up, and that's fine. Because sometimes when someone says to you, can you lift your head up, you go, and then they go, that's not what I meant up to the side. And sometimes it's just, you know, a tiny little touch. As long as they've asked me beforehand, absolutely fine. You know, and I'd never go away with a cosplayer. I'd always stay within an area that other people can see me as, because that can lead to other things as well.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the cosplayer, really. I mean, obviously, if you want to like have a hug or something, obviously ask first. Don't just sort of go in, because in case like they're got damaged, you know, they might damage the props or something. But they just ask, really, and then most people will pose for photos a lot of the time. And then obviously, if people do say no, then they say no. Yeah.
Come up to me and ask. Yeah, I mean, I'm usually quite fine with it. As long as I'm not eating or something like that, I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Like, I understand where it's like, oh yeah, it's an amazing costume, you want to hug and things like that, but at the same time, you also have to realise how much time and effort went into that as well. It's a bit of both, really. Yeah. And like, you can always ask people for a hug. Some people don't mind.
Yeah, and if you just say, I'm just going to touch you there or whatever, you know, like, I'm going to put my arm around you, you just say, where are you going to put it? You know, someone says, oh, I'll put their arm around you, and then they're actually putting their arm on your bum, and you're like, that's not right.
I think the most favourite moment for me is when people come up to me and it's like, oh, you've done really well with that outfit, or you look like that character, or they're like, oh my god, you have, you know, just sort of like positive comments about your outfits. Especially when you've handmade it as well, and people are like, oh, you've done an accurate representation. It's just like, you know, it just makes you sort of feel a lot better about like the stuff that you've made.
I don't have a favourite convention. They are all awesome because you meet so many different people, new people every time. Even if you go to the same convention, you meet a lot of new people.
MCM in London that just passed, actually. Someone who follows my page came up to me. He happened to be a person of colour. And I tend to cosplay characters outside of my skin tone and my race. And he told me like he was really shy and really afraid of cosplaying anyone outside of his race. And he told me I gave him some confidence to actually do it, and it was really heartwarming. Like, he'd actually found me and come to goes, oh, you're the reason I decided to do this cosplay, because I was really nervous because I thought people would judge me for doing this character because I didn't look like them. And I was like, don't worry about it. Just do what makes you happy. And I felt so, I don't know. I was just like, oh. I gave him a hug.
Yes, conventions are good, everybody. You can buy a lot of stuff here you can't get on eBay. Conventions, man. I'm not high, I swear.